Welcome to a different kind of tasting video. This is the Multiplier. I'm Daniel Whittington, Chancellor of Wizard Academy Whiskey Marketing School, Level 4 Whiskey Somm, which is one less than a Level 5. Technically, I think I'm actually a Level 5. That's a whole other discussion. Okay, at the first ever social in Las Vegas, the first time I joined, actually, to hang out with you guys, they did a special release of only 200 ml bottles just for that event. It was called the Multiplier. And what they did was Roy took the original foundation release, the Jim Rutledge special bourbon classic, bought just for the Shareholders Society and the Difference Bourbon. And they took that and they moved it into tanks and added tank staves. Now, this is a thing that happens in wine, where very often, instead of filling whole barrels, you'll fill a tank and then slide specific staves into openings in the tank so that the wine has the ability to interact with those staves, but it doesn't dominate, and you can really customize the oak impact. Well, for this one, Roy chose French oak double toast medium plus staves, high vanilla staves, and what they called sweet shop. And usually what that means is they've figured this combination of toast that is really bringing out certain chemical components in that oak stave. And they took the classic foundation and aged it a little further in these three other finish types of staves. They call it triple oak finished. It just means three different kinds of staves were used in this one. I love the idea of the multiplier because it simply means that very little things have a massive rolling out impact. 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. 1 + 1 equals sometimes 7 if you do it right. Or in this case, 3 oak staves doesn't make it 4 different flavors. It makes it a myriad of flavors. Let's see what it smells like. Sharp toasted vanilla bean. Corn dust, that same classic bourbon corn dust note. There's a slight cinnamon note that crawls forward that's not in the original foundation, that kind of pushes to the front, and almost baking spice. It's a slight astringent green tea kind of with cinnamon and almost mint, but doesn't quite reach it. And then there's that same classic cherry cola syrup note pushed forward in the nose. So that technique is a really interesting technique. It's not been used. This idea of taking a existing whiskey and instead of moving it barrel to barrel, which is called finishing, using tanks and custom chosen stave inserts to really develop a flavor profile in a very specific direction. That's a very unique choice. The cool thing about the multiplier is that it's the kind of thing that they choose to only release at the social events. And so there's one release of it. If you're there, you get to try it. And if you weren't around in time for the multiplier, find one of us who was, and we'll share, because that's the rule. It was only ever done in the 200 ml, so there's no full-size bottles of this one floating around. Let's take a sip. Soft caramel cream, that cream that's probably that sweet shop stave, and the high vanilla turns it into really rich vanilla cream. The proof on this is 105.6, so 57.8. Woo! It does not drink like it. It drinks like a soft, creamy vanilla with a slight baking spice cinnamon rolling behind the tongue, and then way in the back, there is way more black pepper and sparkle to the cinnamon cream. Imagine if you added black pepper to horchata. That would be weird, but yeah, very distinct difference. Way more things happening in the flavor. The foundation, which is the origin of all of the things that are being worked on right now, those Jim Rutledge barrels, it's hard to improve on a flawless execution of a classic Kentucky bourbon. So I would never say that these things are improving or not improving, but it is different. It's like that classic thing you always know and loved, but dressed up in a different suit. It's developing certain aspects, and I like the new complexity that shows up. It's not superior, just different, and it's delicious. Cheers to you. Remember, Never split, always share. Cheers.